Somebody from your childhood that you haven't talked to in a long time. Every person right now get a name in their head. A random person from your childhood, but maybe that you lost touch with over the years. So think about the name. You'd go, oh my gosh, blank is calling. Oh my gosh, boom, and you would in your head.
Right? He wants you to think about it real loud, right? Think about it, okay? So this trick requires you to actually visualize something in your brain. It requires you to think about something, right?
Loud.
This one.
Who's got their hand? I need just a free hand. I need a free hand. Look, close your eyes so you can't see what I'm doing here. I don't know if the spelling's right, but the sound's going to be right. Kai, come here.
Now, how would any magician ever be able to actually do this trick? We know magicians are just illusionists, right? They're able to, create illusions, and they're able to trick us, and that's the trick. It's not like they're magic. They're actually magic. It's not like they have like like all these magicians are just psychic somehow, right? So these are tricks or parlor tricks. So what would think about it? How would they be able to do this trick? It would, it would require some kind of technology, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it require some technology where he could like literally, you know, literally be able to have access to the person's thoughts? He just told him to think about it. He made sure he said really loud, think about it really loud, right? And then just like that, he's able to do this, right? It's just a simple one word thing. He just said a name, just a name, okay? And he wanted them to visualize it in their brain, right? Like loud. He wanted them to visualize it loud, okay? So that it's very clear to whatever device they would be using to capture his, that neural signature coming from that person, right?
You can open your eyes now. Deshay.
Bro.
Deshay, I said you could have thought of anybody in the world. Who did you think of?
The name?
Yeah, what's the name that's been in your head?
Niall. Oh my God!
You see what I'm saying? Look how excited they are.
What the fuck? Oh my God! Oh, bro, what the? Look at my hand. No.
Think about somebody from your childhood that you haven't talked to in a long time. Every person right now get a name in their head. A random person from.
Now think about it. This is also data that they could have already grabbed ahead of time. They could have data that they already associated, right, to that person. They could have their biometric signature already mapped out, right? So it's not like the data that they get it just says straight up Nile, but it's somebody where they get this piece of data and they can run it, cross-reference it with previous biometric data that they captured from the person, and the person pretty much told them, basically what that data is, at one point or another. So they're just all they're doing is they're just using a device, a simple fucking device. The trick is it's just knowledge. They have the knowledge of certain technology that they are keeping from people that the general public doesn't know exists, and that frankly is hard to believe. But that's what makes it so easy to conceal, so easy to keep it from everybody. If you look into it, there is so much evidence everywhere to suggest that this technology already exists and has existed for a while, right? Maybe for as long as you can imagine. It could have been around from the beginning. Who knows? But the there's evidence suggesting that if you look back in history, different things, different people, they had access to some some database of information somehow. They had somehow. There is some. I think it's synthetic telepathy is what it is. Now they figured out a way to make a bunch of money on it, right? In Vegas as street magicians, but it only works if the people stay in the dark. If the people don't know, right? There's a lot of people whose bank accounts depend on this staying a secret. You can imagine, right? You can imagine how advantageous it would be in the corporate domain, in the corporate environment. I mean, think about that, right? It's like a standard operating procedure for companies that are going into negotiations to when they have a meeting that they do like bug sweeps of the room and shit like that. Like they, because it's so commonplace for other companies, other corporations to spy and listen in on their conversations and everything to gain an advantage over them, over their competitors. So I mean, everything's the writing's right there on the wall. All you got to do is fucking read it, and just all you really have to do is open your mind, accept the possibility that what I'm telling you is true, and then the rest will fit right into place. Right? This guy's not special anymore. He's not. He's nothing. He's just a guy that has a secret, and he's an asshole for keeping it from you. And he's scamming people. He's straight up scamming people. Right?
Your childhood, but maybe that you lost touch with over the years. So think about the name. You'd go, oh my gosh, blank is calling. Oh my gosh, boom, and you would in your head loud.
This one.
Who's got their hand? I need just a free hand. I need a free hand. Look, close your eyes so you can't see what I'm doing here. I don't know if the spelling's right, but the sound's going to be right. Kai, come here.
The sound's.
You can open your eyes now.
The sound's going to be right, right? Because whatever it sounded like, whoever's in his ear, they're feeding him the name. I mean, it's real fucking simple to figure out here, people. But it's so far into the private domain, the public domain now, that you people in small towns, like your fucking neighbors and shit, are using this shit on each other, right? It's like, how are they able to do this? It's somewhere down the line, somewhere there's somebody has control over the secret. Somebody has control and the power to keep everybody's mouths shut, right? Money corrupts. I mean, money is a very big motivator to keep your mouth shut. And so is fear, intimidation. So if you want to self-preservation, you don't want to go to jail for 99 years for giving for being a traitor. I mean, they would put you in jail for espionage if you disclosed secrets that they deem to be issues of national security, right? Especially if you sign a paper saying that you agree to shut your mouth, right? Because they prey on people who need things, right? They use that weakness against you. And oh, you need a car, right? Oh, you need a house. The government has more houses than anybody. They got more cars than anybody. Oh, they own the banks. I mean, fuck. They used they just made decisions for you, the taxpayer, to just go ahead and pay all the banks off. We'll just bail all them out. We'll bail out the airlines. We'll bail out the banks. I mean, everybody that's gotten bailed out is involved in this. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, insurance industries as well. It's so fucking obvious. People just need to wake up and start asking the right questions. Get this shit disclosed. If we can all guess it, if we can just guess it, we didn't sign no paper. If we can just fucking guess it and say it because it looks so obvious, call them out. They won't be able to keep it a secret anymore, right? People won't be so scared to speak out about it. Somebody will think up a solution, a loophole to get them out of the non-disclosure agreements that they all signed. Or if everybody does it, they're not gonna put everybody in jail for espionage. Go on now. There's so many people that are involved in this now, right? And it's not for good. It's not for good intentions. I promise you, it's not. The little guy that's keeping the secret, all you little fucking perps that are keeping the secret, you're just a fucking a piss on. Somebody that they're just sitting there on standby waiting to use as a scapegoat whenever they need to. Because they know you have to keep your mouth shut. They can use you. They own you like a slave the rest of your life. Think about that. You know, how long do you want to? How much longer do you want to be a slave? You know, doesn't it suck? Doesn't that hurt? Having to keep that secret, knowing that somebody can control you with that secret, and you can't say anything. Doesn't that grind your gears? Doesn't that just fucking make you so angry that you want to get together with your other perp friends and you all want to agree to just get this information out there at the same time. They can't arrest everybody. They can't. The people are too powerful. The people are too strong. And you don't want this shit happening to your kids. I'm telling you. You don't want this shit happening. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The shit that they're doing is sick. It has, and that's the shitty part, is this technology would have amazing, amazing possibilities and use cases if it was being used for good. But it's only being kept secret because it's being used for nefarious reasons. It's plain and simple. Just something to think about, But I just asked this question though. How's he know this, right? How can so many people do this?
Shay, I said you could have thought of anybody in the world. Who did you think of? Who?
Name?
Yeah, what's the name that's been in your head?
Niall. Oh my God! What the fuck? Oh my God!
Watch every one of these, okay? Every one of these shorts are the most popular ones, right? Every one of these shorts has to do with the remote neural monitoring and remote how they can use technology to fucking do whatever they want with your brain, like with your thoughts, they can block, just like a DDoS on your router. They can DDoS your mind. They can, they get you all fucking, you can't think of a word at the tip of your tongue, no matter, it's a word you've said a million times, but you can't think of it. No matter how hard you try, you just can't think of it. Well, this is like the same deal right here. Watch.
Like right now, I want you to imagine that I reached in your head and I pulled out a thought. It could be any thought, but as you look at it, you realize it's your name. So I toss it into the air, it drifts away into the night sky, into the black. And you can no longer see your name, and in fact, it's gone from your mind. You no longer remember your own name. It's completely wiped away. And the harder you try to remember it, the more impossible it becomes. I'm Max. What's your name? Try to find it. Notice you can't. What's your name?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You don't know your own name?
No.
Don't say it, but do you know her name?
Yeah.
Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Hudson.
What's your name? It's gone. Like right now, I want you to imagine that I reached in your head and I...
All right, that should scare the shit out of you, right? I mean, imagine the implications of that. If they could do that to anybody, does the term zombie apocalypse sound familiar to you? I mean, if they can block your own fucking name from your own mind, what else do you think they can do? What else do you think they have been doing? Okay, and I've heard people saying, they can also implant false memories, right? So it doesn't just stop with that, right?
It's all about angles. So tell me when it looks like it's gone. It's not really going to go. It's all about the angles.
That's
What is the one thing that I could tell you that would convince you that I could read your mind?
The name of my dog.
The name of your dog?
Yeah.
Is it a dog you have now or a dog you used to have?
Right now.
Right now?
Yep.
Okay. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Okay, hold my wrist tight right here. Hold my wrist tight right here. And I want you to imagine...
Now that could be achieved just with data that they get from your devices are always listening to you. That data's out there. If they have access to that data and they know who that kid is, with facial recognition and software that's quick enough to say, okay, this is this person, and they pull up all your data points and everything. They know who your dog is. They know your dog's name. So that's not even anything special there.
Like, what if I offered you something you really wanted? Like, what amount of money would it take for you to stop playing? Look at that foot. Imagine you could feel it being rooted into the ground. Imagine roots growing from the bottom of that foot into that leg. It won't hurt, but it'll be impossible to lift up that foot. Like if you take one step, I will give you 100.
See, the mind controls the body. And I've heard of people who have testified to this, that said that they've literally had been thinking about, or to the point where they had to think, move my arm, and their arm would move, as if they're like outside controlling a robot or something. You know what I mean? They've like separated. They've somehow been able to separate, to isolate the brain function, the brain activity from the person. You know what I mean? They have the ability to get in between there. You know, I don't know how, and I don't know what the difference is because some people, they obviously can't do it too. That's the key here. What is the key that they need? You know, an idle mind is not healthy. You know, it's distractions. You sit there and play video games, or you watch TV all day, or you're not trying to learn something, you're not using your brain. I believe that's all it takes, and they can get in there because your brain's on standby. It's not in the state, the brain state that it takes to retain information, to learn it. You know.
Dollars. What's really wild? Look. Let's take it even further. You might be thinking right now, look, $100. Maybe she's an actor. What amount of money would it take?
Think about it. Whenever you're dreaming and you're half awake but you're half asleep, and you're trying to move your arm, or you're trying to yell, and you know that you can feel yourself being like halfway awake, and you're trying to wake up, or you're trying to yell, and you can't do it. Same thing, right? That's still your brain thoughts and not being able to control your body right there, right? It's a perfect example of it. It's not that hard to fathom.
Ideas come and they go, you know that, right? Yeah, but I can actually choose the ideas that come and go. Like right now, I can just take an idea out of your mind, and if you look at it, you'll notice it's actually your name. You can see it there, right? But if I blow on it, it just...
Okay.
How many digits is your password?
Cap, you can't guess that. Cap.
4 or 6? How many digits?
6.
I'm going to do it partly towards me, so nobody can see it. But the last two, look. Don't look at the screen so it'll unlock, but look at me. Think about the last 2 digits.
Of my password?
Yeah. I got the first 4, I think, but look, if it's 99 at the end, it will open up.
Was it that the 99 in the beginning? Bro, he's gonna hack your shit. Oh my.
How many digits is your password?
Cap, you can't guess that. Cap.
So they're right there. He had him think about his fucking password, right? He had him think about his password. There he goes. He thought about his password. They grabbed that data from his mind. Boom. He just got his password because he made him think about it, right?
Your reality can change in a moment because I can just reach in your head and I can pull out a thought, and that thought is your name. And
Okay.
Can I borrow your
How
phone?
many names do we have here?
Look. See, your phone's locked right now. It looks like 6 digits. I want you to focus on the digits in your passcode, right? And imagine you were typing it in. In your mind, you would go, you looked right at it. The first one's a 1. Now, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Poker face, okay? Think about the last 3, because those are important. It's like, yeah, and then look right here. Watch. I think the last 2 are zeros.
See what I'm saying? Technology can do this shit. They've AI and facial recognition has gotten so advanced that you don't realize you give little clues away. You know, you tell on yourself basically when you're thinking of something. Your body does stuff. Your face does stuff. You have little aneurysms and shit. Little not aneurysms, but mannerisms that you give off. And if they have the technology to detect these things, right, and they can, turn it into whatever numbers, that they practice this over and over again, and the technology that they have, whatever, it's not that hard to fathom, though, is it? Not very hard at all, right?
Thoughts are in our mind, right? But sometimes all you have to do is Google anything I didn't just Google, and you win $1,000.
Fuck out of here.
Now hold up.
Wait.
Now, this one here is different, and I can explain this one through something I witnessed a couple years ago. So I'll let you watch it, and then I'll explain how he did it.
Wait.
Listen. All you have to do.
Lock in.
All you have to do is Google anything in the world on the internet other than what I just Googled. But there's only 2 rules. Number 1 is you only have 10 seconds. 9, 8. Type it in. 7, 6, 5, 4. Type it in. 3, 2, 1. Hit search.
You ain't think of this shit. Because I ain't think of this shit. It was no.
Show everybody what you search for.
No.
Show everybody. Yeah.
This some random ass shit. It's the most random fucking shit ever.
Put your heart. Put your heart.
No, it's because it's done.
No fucking
I don't know.
All right, now here's the key. All right, notice while he's looking the thing up on his phone, right? He told you he already looked something up on his phone, right? He told you he already looked something up. He wants you to believe that he knew ahead of time what you were going to look up. So he pretended to look something up on his phone, and he put his phone face down, right? And then you look something up on your phone, right?
Deshay, it's your phone, bro. Turn it
Yo,
on.
word to my mama, if this shit is in his phone, I'm a spaz. This shit about...
Bro.
Okay, so you see that? Now, that, I've seen this happen with my own eyes. I saw somebody, I'm not going to say their name, but they had a device, they had a phone. They didn't know where it came from. They didn't tell me anyway. And so I'm not going to say their name. I believe the device came from law enforcement, right? I think they were supplied this phone from law enforcement, or it came from law enforcement originally. It was a phone, right? It was a highway phone, highway, whatever that company is. And it had something on it that it was just automatic wherever it went. Okay, whatever closest cell phone it was around, it would just clone itself to that cell phone exactly. You could watch it. I watched the damn thing turn into my cell phone. I don't know why I forgot about this. It was like, I mean, that explains so much with them fucking having to be, having to gang stalk you, right? Having to be within the vicinity of you, coming up with excuses to come talk to you and ask directions and stupid shit like that, right? Well, if they have a device like this, right, it literally clones your device in real time. Exactly. I mean, exactly. I watched it turn from Android to iPhone. Okay. I watched the screen just change, right, to my phone. It had the exact same apps and everything. It was like my phone, exactly. Okay. It's like, so it's, I mean, that's there, you know what I mean? That's a huge vulnerability, right? But this kid, the person that had this phone, there's no way he came up with it. There's no way he knew the technology or how it worked. There's no way he acquired this from somebody else, right? And I believe that it came from, because he said he couldn't remember where he got it, right? I believe it came from law enforcement, 100%. That they gave him that device or whatever, and they would be able to, let's think about what they'd be able to do with that. If they were within range of your network and they were able to clone your fucking device that's on the network, right? Then they'd be able to take that just from right there. They'd be able to take that device and they'd be able to do whatever they want with your fucking network as if it's your phone. It's a clone. It's the same fucking thing. I've witnessed this recently where I go to do like an airdrop, right? I try to airdrop my a picture or something, and somehow I have a picture. I could show you a picture of this where it shows my phone exactly twice on the possible devices to airdrop to. It's like shows my phone and then like a clone of my phone or whatever, not my device. If I'm airdropping it from one device to my device, like say my daughter's phone to my phone, and then it would come up two of the exact same thing. And I'm very specific when I name my phone, right? Whenever I name my phone, it's not like it's mistaken for somebody else's phone. Like I call it weird shit, But I've seen it where it comes up under AirDrop, as my device comes up twice. Explain that, please. I'm all ears. I'd love to hear how you explain that, but I've seen it with my own eyes. That explains this trick right there. So
Look at me. Spell it in your mind. Just go through it now.
pet's name again?
You didn't say this out loud. Nobody here could know this, especially not me. What was the name of your pet?
Shadow.
Run. Think about somebody from your childhood that you haven't talked to in a long time. Every person right now. What's the one question I could answer in your mind that if I could answer it, you'd believe I could read minds?
The day my cat died.
You're right-handed? Hold my right wrist. Tight, you're not gonna hurt me. Picture this date in your head, the month and the day.
Okay, now look, I've seen him do this here too, where he makes the person grab his arm, right? Okay, now he could be getting the just so much data just from their pulse, from their temperature, from their all kinds of different things that the devices can pick up, right? Your vital signs and everything else, just from touch, right? So I believe he has a device on, and it's grabbing all the data that way, right? And it can just take that data, and it knows your biometric signature. It can transfer it, and it knows how to decipher that biometric data based on previous patterns that they've collected, right? And turn it into fucking, a date, turn it into numbers, a series of numbers. I mean, I could be totally wrong, completely wrong. But what you have to get out of this is you have to understand, if I can just think about it that quick, I can imagine it, then it's certainly possible, right? It should be very easily, if just fucking simple, dumb old fucking targeted patent can think about this, think this shit up. Well, don't you think that some of these experts and some of these fucking very, very actual smart people have already thought about this, and I could be wrong. It could be other ways they're doing it, but that's just one way. I'm just giving you one example.
Stop! Hey! What the fuck was that, bro?
What'd you hear?
Now that one, I already did a video on my channel highlighting this one. And what I wanted to highlight there that I didn't get to before was he jumped up and said, hey, what the fuck was that, bro? And this guy automatically says, what did you hear? Now, how did he know that he heard something? Right? He never said that he heard anything. He could have just thought he was touching his butt or something, Like, what are you touching my ass for? No, he said, what did you hear? Because he knew that the guy heard something, right? Because it's fucking voice of God weapon, right? Voice to skull. They transmitted the auditory, the noise right into the guy's fucking head. Or right into his inner ear canal, whatever. It's actually external. Okay, it's not, these voices are not inside people's heads. They're just being transmitted to that person at a very specific wavelength, so that only they can hear it. So.
A nigga just talked to me.
What
You're lying.
On my mother's life, I swear.
He was saying it in his head.
He said, the number is number 3. Out of my head, nigga. What number was it? Bro, what the fuck? Wait, stop! Hey! What the fuck was that, bro?
What'd you hear?
A nigga just talked to me.
See? What'd you hear? And then he tells him that somebody just talked to him. Why would he automatically just assume that he heard something? Right? I mean, you got to be able to see this for what it is. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out. So again, all I did was flip through a few of these videos. I've never watched these before. I just flipped through them and I think it's so obvious to me. I would think it's obvious to everybody. Some people just don't have time to think about that shit, and they're just amazed by it. Instead of trying to work out the solution to how did he do it. I have a natural. I'm curious by nature. I just can't let something go. If I don't understand how something works, I'm determined. I won't let something go until I understand how it works or why it works. Even if I don't know the complexities, I need some explanation. If there's a mystery, or there's I can't even imagine how something would work, I need to figure it out. Like, that's what I'm addicted to. I I have to figure shit out. I can't just let it go. So I thought everybody was like that, but no, they're perfectly fine with with something like that happening, and then they forget about it like it never happened. Like, how can that not just be like eating you alive? Like, how did he do that? How did he do that? How did he, you know what I mean? That, that's what I don't understand. How how people just let it go. They see something like amazing like that, and then they don't question it afterwards. They don't ask the right questions. They don't try to get to the bottom of it because they're perfectly content being a zombie, just being entertained, which is fine. I mean, if you just want a simple life in the Matrix, I get it. Not everybody wants to know the truth, but if you know, if you if you want to know more than your average bear, if you want to have power over anybody, then knowledge is the key. That's what you need to do. You need to get that knowledge. I think we should all share all the knowledge. It should be open, free and open source to everybody. And it's absolute crime that this knowledge is being kept from us because it's being used on us. It'd be one thing if it was kept from us, and that's it. They weren't using it against us. But the fact that they're using it against all of us, they're exploiting it, exploiting everybody in this data against us, and from what I see, a lot of nefarious fucking purposes. A lot of very nefarious purposes. I don't see any examples of this being used for good. I just don't. And I'll let you know if I do, if I see something. But until then, something needs to be done. People need to open their eyes. People need to fucking. This would be like the most important uh, discovery, invention, technological breakthrough in the history of mankind as we know it. Plain and simple. It would be the biggest thing since Tesla. Since they discovered fucking alternating current. I mean, it's even bigger than that, though. Way bigger than that. Way bigger than that. And this totally changes the world as we know it. This changes everything. This changes the world once the truth comes out, and it's allowed to be known and allowed to be talked about and allowed to be shared among everybody without big government having their fucking foot on people's necks and being a big fucking greedy bully that won't share the toys. They won't share the fucking swing at its playground, you know? So it's time for a change. I think a bunch of people are in the same consensus as I am that shit needs to change. So that's all that needs to happen is we need to call them out. We need to, we've already figured it out, right? So we just need to call them on it. Because if we're wrong, well, then they can tell us we're wrong, right? But if somebody figures this out and submits a patent for it and it gets denied, that tells you everything you need to know right there, right? These patents already exist for this shit. That should tell you everything you need to know. Then you get people want to try to, it's fucking cognitive dissonance. The people that you mention the patents, right? And you show them, here's the patents for the technology right here. And they say, that doesn't mean that it's real though. That doesn't mean that it's real. It just fucking blows my mind. It's like, here's the fucking patents for it. And you're still gonna argue and say it's real because you're too afraid to admit that it could be true, because that means your brain has to work harder and you have to let go of old beliefs. You have to accept the new reality. So your brain, it's just easier for you to come up with some excuse, to make it to make it so it's back to the Matrix for you, back to your normal, boring, fucking pathetic life in the Matrix. Yeah, explain away everything with cognitive dissonance. That's gotta get old after a while. I mean, it's fucking aggravating as hell when people do that. It's like, why don't they just scratch their chin a little bit, cock their head to the side, and think, huh, yeah, you never know, right? You never know. No, instead they're gonna go out of their way, get aggressive, and argue with you until like they're trying to convince you that's the answer. That their explanation to explain it away is the answer, and there's no other possibility possible. Period. Somebody just made those patents, and that's it. There's no way it's real, right? Oh my God. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So I hope this idea made sense to you. I hope this video made sense. And if it did, please help spread this around with the algorithm, please. If you got some value out of this, please like it, share it, subscribe or whatever. I need that to happen to get this message out. I'm not trying to monetize anything. I promise never to make a penny off this YouTube channel. My main goal is to spread awareness. That's it. To try to promote positive change for human beings. That's it. Plain and simple. So, like, share, subscribe, do all that shit, and pay it forward. Pass this information along. Explain it to somebody else who open their eyes for them. You know, help your fellow man to be enlightened and open-minded. Expand their thinking, expand their perspectives, expand their perceptions. Be good or be good at it.